Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom, and Ruth is out there from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. She's out there working in her garden today. We have no internet, but I'm still going to do this video. It may take you 2, 3, 4 days to load, but guess what? I'm going to do it anyway. This video is going to be about, are people following the rules here in the Philippines? And where I'm at, I can only say where I'm at, yes, they are. And I can say this for sure. Of course, I'm under lockdown, 16 and above. R and I are stuck around the yard and the house, and thank goodness we have that because we can go outside and we can do whatever we want. We just can't do it in leaving the property. If you happen to leave the house, you have to make sure you have your pass. You have to make sure that there's only you on the motorcycle, only you on a tricycle. Now, they are allowing, I think, 2 more or 3. There's only 1 person allowed in a tricycle. I think they're allowing more now, as of today. But we're still under lockdown. I'm still not allowed in town. Ruth is the only one to go to town to get groceries and things like that. What we started doing, we utilized her brother. He has his own tricycle. We utilize him. We need something in town, or I need something. We have a couple bills that I pay, even though we're not, we're not supposed to pay. They said, don't worry about the bills. You just owe them like the next month. But we're going to pay the bills only because I don't like doing that. If that place is open and I can pay the bill, I'm going to pay it. Because it's just the way it is with me. But when you go to town, what they're doing, they're checking your eye, checking your badge, and checking your temperature when you go through the checkpoint. If there happens to be no checkpoint when you do go to town and you go in a particular business, you will be still in queue, and they will check your temperature, and you still stand in line. So if 20 people go in, like a supermarket, 20 people come out, but if only 3 come out, 3 go in. They only allow a certain amount of people inside the store. And then when you stand in line, there's an X on the floor here, and an X on the floor here, and an X on the floor back there. So that's where you stand. So you know exactly where you stand. What they started doing in Davao is at the airport, they're starting to get the markings ready for opening in May the 15th. Some of the airlines, what they're doing is they have markers already presented themselves on the floors. So when the airlines open up in May 15th, people will be able to go and fly out and do the things that they need to do. Now, as far as travel, I don't know how far that extends. I'm not aware of that yet. I've been told a couple things, but it's not been confirmed. I've been told other things, like they're saying that there may be a possibility that tourism here in the Philippines, you may not be able to, as far as coming in from the States for a while, like until next year. But that's not confirmed either. And honestly, to be honest with you, some of that will open up to a certain extent because there have to be some type of communication travel that way. You can only lock it up for a period of time because people will get really upset about that, as you know what's going on in the United States. But here, they are doing that. So the rule is 1 person per bike, not 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 or 2 people per tricycle. Some cases, some areas a little more than that. But this is where I'm at. Some areas here, if you go out and you don't have a badge and you don't have the mask on, you have to wear a mask also. And you don't have that, they will put you in jail. And then you'll have to do, it's called it's a holding cell basically, and you are assigned fines and community service, and you have to adhere to that before you leave and sign a piece of paper, and I'll probably pay the fine. So realistically, I will not go out. Not saying they do that here, but they've done that in other areas close to me. Jinsan's done that. Davo's done that. I haven't heard of anything in CDO or anything like that. Not saying they are there, but I know Davo's done it and Jinsan's done it because a friend of mine emailed me about that. So things do happen that way. But yes, people are following the rules, and people are very, very, very observant and very nice and very friendly and very accommodating. And I have to say a shout out to the wonderful Filipino. The culture and the people here are just outstanding. They actually hold themselves better than any any country I've ever been in, and I've been in a few. So I have to say that they've really done a good job. They're a little bit more. Sure, they get angry. Sure, there's people walking up the street angry and don't want to go here and go there. But you're going to have that everywhere. But overall, as far as overall picture, I'm finding that they're adhering to it. Us Americans, it's hard to tie us down. As you know, we get in a corner and we're ready to come out of that corner in a short period of time. So it's going to be really hard to tie us down for a period of time. Now, I know here they've extended, some areas extended the lockdown longer. But where I'm at, we're still under not extensive lockdown, but under lockdown. Just more of a protection thing. And you know what? That's all they're doing. They're just protecting all their people, their population, including the foreigners. They're protecting the foreigners. They're protecting the people. And I adhere to it because, you know what? Their rules, I'll do. If they say don't go, I don't go. If they say don't cross that line, I won't cross that line. If they say do this, I go do it because I'm in their country and I adhere to it, just like I would in the U.S. I do it. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm not going to try to start something. Sometimes people will go over the edge, especially some foreigners will go over the edge and carry it to the further extent. And they find themselves, you can't do that because you're no matter who you are and what visas you have and all the stuff that you have and how much money you have really doesn't matter. You're still a visitor. You were not born here. And so you may think, and a lot of Americans think that. And so I have to say to the guys, hey, calm down, because there's been some instances on the news where a couple of foreigners got mad and this, that, and other and started this and that. But I think really overall here where I'm at, it's really, really calm. Curfew 8 o'clock at night, people adhere to it. Curfew in the morning, people adhere to it. People say, go to town these days, people adhere to it. We have our town open certain days of the week for people like that we live here. Then they got certain days of the week from people coming down out of the mountain, it's open. And they check you. It's okay. It's understandable. You gotta have food, you gotta have hardware, you gotta have things. And that's just the way it is. It's understandable. And I think they're doing a great job with that too. Because how do you adhere to all the new rules and new things that they got going on if you don't have something in place? You'd have just riots all over the place, right? So really they're doing a pretty good job. And I have to tell them, they're really doing a good job from what I can see on my end where I'm at here. Now, people are going to say, Tom, you're wrong, you're this, that. Well, I'm just saying where I'm at here. It may not be the same in Manila or Cebu or Naga or Iloilo or Bohol or Baguio. But there's cases not even been known up in Bohol. But they're under lockdown. They don't have any cases up there. We didn't have any cases. We have one case. It's over in Valencia. But we didn't have any for the longest time. In fact, Bukidnon was case-free for a long time. So, but other areas had many other cases that's coming up, which caused all of us to extend further than that, which is okay. I mean, we have to do what we have to do. If I was in the U.S. and they say lockdown, don't go out, well, I'd complain, but I'd still stay there because what am I going to do, right? You fight the system, fight the system. And you know what? You may end up losing it the long run because you may catch it. I have 5 now. It was 3 day before yesterday. There's 5 people. They're close subscribers of mine. Very close friends of mine. They had the virus. So we all have to be very, very, very careful. 5 of my close friends, very close friends, subscribers, they actually, 2 live here. 3 live in U.S. And you would never think where they catch these viruses. I will not say where they're at because they did not give me approval to say their names. But they are in rural areas. They're not in the cities. They're in areas you would never think about. Now, how in the world can someone get it where they got it at? Thinking to themselves, they never went to town. They didn't go anywhere. So how in the world did they get the virus? And there's no cases in their area. And they never left the area. So what does that say? So I don't know. I'm not an expert on it. I'm just saying that they're telling me there's no cases in their area. All 5. No cases. No cases within 200 kilometers of their house. But yet they have it. And that's including here. So that's something. It's really something to think about, isn't it? I'm rambling on here, but I want to say, are people following rules? Yes, they are. People are following rules. People are doing what they're supposed to do. And I shout out to the wonderful people here. Shout out to the wonderful military and all the policemen that do their job well here. Thank you, everybody. I want to thank everybody always for watching. Please, 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 everybody be safe. God bless.